Alright, so I'm going to do a bit of a cart and bin update since there was a request for it. Even though not a ton has changed, but I figured this is perfect timing, damn wind, um, to show them off because I'm taking them. A lot of these, actually, well, a lot of these, all of these were in storage from when we moved. They were in my closet upstairs, and I just took them out, put them in the storage unit, the other storage unit I have, where I put a bunch of stuff from when we were moving. And I would like to get rid of that one. Other units, a 10 by 10. I'd like to get rid of it. So I'm taking all this stuff that was in there and see if I can find it homes either in this storage unit or at home. And these I um, pulled out from the storage unit. Figured I'd perfect time to go over them before I stack them in there. I'm gonna put them up on top of that file cabinet there. So where I plan on putting them. We'll see how many fit over there, and then whatever other ones I'll find at corner to stick them in, or I'll take them home. So we'll start over here in the town of Tonawanda section. As you can see, there's a ton of variety in color. Not so much in manufacturer, just in color. As you can see, ton of different color schemes. Seems like every few years or every time they did a new order, it seems like there ended up being a new color variation. Now this one's like super faded, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be the same color as that. Not so much. Maybe it was originally looked like that. If it's over time they've faded to that, I'm not entirely sure. Because a lot of these were all this style of bins were before my time. These were all what, buckhorns, if I remember right. Yeah, these are all buckhorns. Like I said, these are all before my time. My time was these. These. And this one you can see is mint. Because when our grandparents moved to the apartment building that they lived at until they passed, A1 plastic bins, or what I know. So they got two, and as you can see, this one's mint. We never used it. And as you can see, 211. I don't remember if 2011 is the year we got it. I don't remember what that 211 meant. I don't think it was February when we went and got them. But anyways, that's top one, and like I said, is the mint one. That bottom one was the other one that got used. And what was this one? I don't think it was ours. It doesn't have an address on it. I don't remember it being that dirty. So I said, I swear there's bins missing. It seems like. Because like I said, I don't think that was ours. Because we had one that was that A1 plastics. But like I said, the top one and bottom one were our grandmother's and grandfather's. That middle one, was that ours? But I could have swore all the bins came here, and this was all of them. And like I said, at home, the only ones I have are the couple bins I just found. And like I said, it seems like there's bins missing. But anyways, like I said, nice variety. And then there's these Enviro bins they came out with at some point. I think that was the in between the Buckhorns and the A1s were those. So moving over to the next category. I got a couple of Village Kenmore bins. Just these three. Just these three here. So you can see this one's a little dirty. I looked at all what these were before. Oh yes, this was a Rarig one. One of the few Rarig ones. Because around here mostly was buckhorns, it seems. At least in like the suburbs. So like I said, there's these two other Village bins. This top one, yeah, was ours. It's starting to get to be in kind of rough shape. Ooh, yeah, that's not good. They're starting to be in rough shape. But these are nice. Next, we got these two waste management ones. And a Village of Link, or no, Town of Lancaster one up there. That's also not in great shape, but I don't have one, so it's one of the situations where I'll keep it until I find a better replacement. Once I get a nice newer condition Lancaster one, I will get rid of that one. This waste management one, this bottom one I could maybe live without, but these are in great shape. These are up the street. I remember them using them for years. Once we got toast, I was waiting for them to throw them out, and then they finally did one week, so I scooped them up. Over here, we got Amherst. We got this nice one here. I think this was a Rarick one again. Nope, other side. Yeah, another Rarick one. Rarick, Amherst, and then these other ones that they used, that they mostly used. Like I said, I looked at all of them. Oh yeah, it was another A1 bin. I looked over all the names and then instantly forgot. So this one's in better shape. This one's in okay shape. The corner, that one corner is smashed. Otherwise, it's pretty good. I'm gonna just throw these in here since they're over here. These two Rubbermaid Roughneck lids. I have the actual bins. Those are at the house. And just a random like office trash can. Next, we got the Buffalo section. And then there's 3 other ones at the house that I'll have to show you. But I'm pretty sure they're all copies of what I already have. I have to double check. So we got this Buffalo Recycles one. This is a darker blue than the normal one, than Biro Bin. Again, in kind of rough shape, but once I get a replacement for it, I'll replace it. Until then. Next, we got this BMHA one, which are definitely harder to find, I would say. I don't normally see these. Who the hell is skirting their tires? Like I said, you don't normally see the BMHA ones, because a lot of or at least now with the totes, they're pretty much the same as the city issued ones, but there is specific BMHA ones. But there's been, yeah, I didn't know they had separate ones for recycling. This was my grandmother's neighbor, downstairs neighbor had this. I don't know where he got it from. I'd seen it in the basement, and we asked him if I could have it. I hadn't seen one before. Now the Buffalo Recycle's bin, nothing special on this one, other than it's like mint. You know, a little dirty, but in terms of like cracks and that, a little bit of paint right there. But in terms, when I say mint, that's mostly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about condition, as in cracks and stuff like that. Not so much cleanliness. It's a recycle bin. What do you want? Then we got these 2 Rubbermaid Buffalo ones as well. So that's the one side. That's the other side. Very nice. And on the topic of Rubbermaids, that's just your basic Rubbermaid curbside bin that we had bought at Home Depot a long time ago. Like I said, that was our own personal one. This just recycled computer paper only. Rubbermaid, I found it off in this industrial area over here that we're in. Then we got this. We'll continue with the local ones. This Wheatfield, Village of Wheatfield. That's also in rough shape. It's got a huge crack down the side of it here. But what's nice about this is they're about to go automated. So maybe I'll check. Maybe I'll drive around and see if I can find some bins or something. Or not bins, cans. Although I got plenty. I got a ton of cans right now. I don't really need any more cans. But I might take a look around. I want to see if I can narrow down to when they're doing the deliveries to see if I can get some cart rollout footage as well. That would be nice. But that might not happen. Alright, I've talked enough. Next is the CID bin. I have no idea where this came from. Why? It's not anything local. I just happened to find it in a dumpster. I need to take a drink. You happen to find it in a dumpster, and I've kept it. So, like I said, it's got a little bit of damage here in the corner. And that one. And that one. But I kept it just because it's different. It's not anything we have around here. I think in a previous video someone had said where it might have came from. I don't remember anymore. That was too long ago. And then I got this Rubbermaid. I don't think it might be a Brute. Oh yeah, it is a Brute. I should try reading more. Rubbermaid Brute. I don't know what size this is. It's one of the bigger ones. As I found a dumpster or whatever, just hangs out around here. Just been hanging out around here. And then I got some of the, just generic, basic, Rubbermaid little office trash and recycle bins. I have two bigger ones at home that I use myself for my own recycling and that. So like I said, they're gonna go here. And then I'm not sure where else I'd put them. These need to come out of here. I might stack them like here or over in the corner more. Like move this stuff out, take that shelf and stuff out, move it over, put them in the corner. So I want to have 3 other Rubbermaid trash cans as well. Just your basic, cylindrical ones that I have a ton of at the house. They're over at the other storage unit still. I gotta bring them over. So, like I said, I definitely need a drink. I'm talking way too much. So yeah, that's the bin collection. Even though I swear there's some missing. I don't think there is. It's a thing. So like I said, there's all the bins. I'll show you the 3 other buffalo ones I have upstairs that I just found. Any other random ones I got lying around the house. And I'll show you at the house whatever cans I have. Like I said, there's a lid for one of them right there. I'll show you whatever I got at the house. Alright, so do my cart update. So, starting off, we got 2 96 rare eggs, 2 different styles. This one, the original one, and then the old people who live here obviously ordered a second one at some point, and this is what they got at some point. And this was the original one. Pretty good serial number too, 5,226. It's a decent number count. And then that one's 28,000. So those are the 2 totes that came with the house. And then one of the recycles, I don't remember which one came with the house and which one I brought. So we got 3 60. Is it this one? Like I said, I don't remember at this point because they're so similar. I honestly don't remember. Yeah, I just don't. Whatever, not important. So, like I said, we got 2 of them. One of them I brought with when I got the second recycle tote at our house. I brought that with. I was not leaving it for the new guy because I knew we'd need it, and we do. We use it all the time. But this one, talk about good serial number 2, 1533 and 6859 over there. And then there's this 65 trash that I brought from our house when they threw out my toter 65 gallon and my toter 48 gallon. The brand new 48 gallon toter that I had and the 65 that we'd found in the trash. The town at the last house, they packed it just to be assholes. So I called up the town and complained, and they dropped off this as a replacement for the one, which is still not equivalent. I'm still super pissed about that. I chewed out the guys the next week. When I was out, I happened to catch them. Happened to be out there loading up scrap or something when they came by, and I chewed them out for that one. So that's what I got as a replacement. So still bummed about that, especially that 48. That was brand new. Absolutely brand new. I just got it on a pallet not that long ago. So, and then back here, it's kind of where it's kind of where the bins are at the moment. So there's this brute. There's a couple different ones. There's that one. I think that one is a brute, but it doesn't have the markings on it. This one might be as well. I don't remember. And they're buried in the snow at the moment. I'm not digging them out to figure out what size they are. But these are all found, all of them, over the last few years that all were found. These I think are newer ones. I know there's 2 of them that are newer ones, and even got a lid too. Got the lid for it. And there's another bin in there. That's my that's not new. That's gonna be I gotta bring that in here. I need it as a wire bin. Slim Jim that I found, but the handles are broken off. But it still works for just throwing shred in here, which is what I do with it. Now, they didn't pack this one, this 48, which is the one that had the recycle only sticker on it, which is why I'm surprised that this one they didn't pack and they packed the other one, because that's what one of the things the guy was whining about, was the fact that it said recycle only on the top, and yet that's not the one he packed. So I just keep it back here and throw shred in there. It's never going to the curb after that stunt. After they did that, I'm never putting anything out there that's not a town tote. Because that's what I was using them for. I was using them for extra trash because it was when we were moving. So we were throwing out a ton of stuff. He was pissed about that too. It was mainly the one guy who was super whiny. The other guy didn't really say much. It was the one guy who just kept running his mouth, whining about everything. But that's what I was using it for, was extra trash. So they didn't have to, be picking it up off the ground. They could just dump the totes. So, although I can see why they were probably whining about the 65, because it didn't have a tipper bar in it. It fell out at some point. But James had actually rigged something in there the week before they did it. So, over there is all my other bins. Those are all olds. That's all stuff from the previous videos that hasn't changed. My old Sears up there, and then all the other various Rubbermaids are kind of just shoved over there in the corner at the moment. And then inside the garage, this back half, that's mine. My little workshop, scrap shop. Again, that didn't change. The Rubbermaid Roughneck, big square one that I got out of the gutter dumpster. These Rubbermaid ones, use this one for wire. I swear I have 3 of these. There's 2 or 3 of these that I got on a clean out. We were doing our old neighbor, his father-in-law's house. We were cleaning it out, and these were there, and I grabbed them. I have the lids for them too somewhere. I'm not sure where they ended up, but these are great for wire, which is what I'm using it for now. Absolutely perfect. Fits in the back of my truck perfectly too. I can have it standing up. I don't have to tip it over. Absolutely perfect. And then I got some of these, Rubbermaid We Recycle bins and trash bins and stuff. Just got some dirty brass in it at the moment. I got a bunch of those scattered around. Same with some of these Avalanche taller ones. Are these Rubbermaids? I'm not even sure. They're Rubbermaids. No, these I think are just generic ones. But again, all ones that I found. There was this office place that was closing, so they threw out a bunch of these kind of cans, and I grabbed them. I'm using some of them. I was probably going to sell some of them. Over there, just another Town Orange recycle bin. Nothing too special. Same as the other ones that are and that you saw before this. And then it was these, because these are the smaller ones. Actually, it wasn't that one. I don't remember where that one came from. It was these smaller ones. Like I said, I got 2 or 3 of them with the lids. I'm just not sure where they are right now. And then up in the rafters is kind of where some of the other Rubbermaid bins are. I just threw them up there that I'm not using at the moment. We just threw them up there. Same with, alright, fall over then, useless bin. That one, some of the Rubbermaid Roughneck ones are thrown up there as well. Whatever ones I'm not using, I got one, one there. There's these other, another blue, brute style bins back there. One of these ones, that one, a bunch of the Roughneck bins around too. There's some of the lids up there. I just shoved the lids up here, whatever random loose lids I had, just threw them up there. At some point, we do kind of want to do what we did up front, which was put, plywood up here and have it as an actual loft space instead of just that little bit that was here when we got it. But then there's, the door that we just throw crap on. There's the lid for the for that one. So, like I said, all my lids are up there. And like I said, I'd like to just deck it out maybe and then put all my other bins up there, I'm thinking. And to keep them out of the elements out here. Not that I'm really worried about them getting ruined over there in the corner. Just, it'd be nice to keep them inside, up and out of the elements. I'm trying to think if there's anything else can-wise. I don't think so. As I said, I just used the couple. I use a handful for scrap. The rest are just up in storage at the moment. Because at the old house we had behind the shed, and that's where they all were. But now we have behind the garage. But I actually use that space for scrap, and there's some of James's projects in that. So I actually use back here, so I don't keep them all out. I just shoved them up there. I think there's like a couple more bins randomly, recycle bins lying around. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. It's nothing. They're nothing special. They're just more town bins, or buffalo bins that I've found. So that's that. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, really, the only things I think new since the last one were a couple of these brutes that we found. Or I think James found them. I didn't even find them. Oh, this the old metal trash can over there. Got that on our neighbor's father's house, which happened to be right next door to his father-in-law's. When he passed and we were cleaning out the basement, they had that super old, heavy metal trash can. I want to say the lid too is around here somewhere. I don't remember if it had a lid or if it was a different lid. Don't remember. That's kind of just over there too. It's probably not. I'll probably end up shoving it in the corner over there so it's out of the way. Not that I don't really have a use for it. It's just exists. So, but these brutes are nice for scrap, especially for shred and some of the heavier stuff. I gotta break all these boxes down and just throwing them over here to get, so they're out of the way. Because this is where the totes normally are. We have them lined up on the side of the garage here, and we got pavers underneath because this is all mud underneath. That we normally would stick them on, but because it's winter time, we just keep like one and one right here, so you can just go out the door real quick. You don't have to walk across the yard. So, but that's it on the card update.